Hey everyone, today I want to take you through my top wishlisted games for 2023. Now I've ordered these in the order I think are least heard of to most heard of, so hopefully I'm going to be showing you something that you've not seen before, and hopefully you can also go and wishlist if it looks interesting to you. In any case, I do hope that you enjoy this video and you find it interesting. Let's get on with it, shall we? First up is Outpost Infinity Siege. Now, this has a release date of sometime this year. We think Q3 of 2023. It's developed by Team Ranger on the Unreal Engine 4, although I think they are migrating it to Unreal Engine 5. Now, in a nutshell, it's a very ambitious new shooter, a base building RTS with resource gathering, exploration, and even automation. You fight off hordes of angry robot bug things. I'm really excited by this because it just looks absolutely insane. There are thousands of bugs descending down on your outpost. You get to build your outpost how you see fit, place guns, huge guns, Siwas, absolute Burt machines, and just let rip. So my friend Kenator, I'll link his channel down below if you want to check it out, has done a lot of content on Outpost Infinity Siege already, and has a bit of an eye-opener. There's a lot of mechanics to this game, including gun upgrades, skill perk. You can get loot from the world and equip it and use it against these enemies. Ultimately, from a story point of view, I think the case is that you're the last outpost and the last hope of humanity or something like that, and these bugs are here to destroy you. You've got to get some resources and get the hell out of there, get it extracted before the next wave of bugs arrive. Of course, when you do start that extraction process, that's when the waves start, and that's where you need to clench the old butt cheeks and unleash hell from the doom guns that you've built. I'm really looking forward to being able to build my own outpost. I'm really looking forward to the dynamics between shooter and RTS. I'm going to sit in my base in RTS mode, just placing guns and managing my defenses, and then when I think things are sort of under control, or maybe when things are just getting a little bit panicked, I'm going to jump into the field and start shooting because my life depends on it. And I think the intensity and craziness of this game is going to be insanely fun. Now, there is some co-op going on in there, but I think it's limited to the last mission or something like that. Maybe that's subject to change. We'll have to wait and see. In any case, this game looks like a game I have wanted for very many years, an RTS where you can dive down into the action and start shooting things yourself. Not to mention, there's also mechs. There you go. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's an RTS shooter, base builder, resource management with automation, and fecking mechs. Let's be honest, you need to smash the wishlist button on this game straight away. Next one up is Under a Rock, and this is by a team called Nordic Trolls, being developed in Unreal Engine 5. What interested me about this is that it's a fully procedurally generated world. Now, normally that would make me very skeptical, but then I see the footage and stuff that they've shared from these procedurally generated worlds, and they look utterly gorgeous. So the basis of the game is a survival, crafting, building, exploration game. Think Valheim-style progression with multiple biomes and worlds and things like that. Don't know a lot at the moment about the story and why we're there or what we're doing there, but it looks like it's going to focus very much on exploration and base building. And some of the base building footage that they've shared so far looks amazing. You can really customize and you can really build big as well. In terms of enemies, we haven't really seen much apart from big pink bunny rabbits that look like they're going to tear your face off, which I'm sure are just placeholders, or maybe they are actually in the game just as a bit of fun. In any case, it looks like a fun, bright kind of game with a dark side, and I'm really looking forward to the exploration elements of this. And the Valheim style progression gets me excited as well, because ultimately Valheim is very enjoyable. The progression in Valheim is very enjoyable, and more games like that cannot be a bad thing. Under a Rock is currently TBC on release date, but we're hoping Q4 of 2023, and it's up to 10-player co-op, so lots of fun with friends. Next up is Forever Skies. This is being developed by Far From Home on Unreal Engine 4. And think Subnautica, but in the air. And instead of building bases, you build an airship. That's your base, and it's mobile. Earth is basically a toxic wasteland, so you have to stay above the clouds until you have crafted and acquired the equipment and stuff for you to descend into the murk, where danger no doubt lies. So the trailer for this is really great. I played a little bit of it. There was a limited demo during Steam Next Fest last year, and it was quite enjoyable. The environment was very atmospheric, and the building was simple and accessible. You could customize your airship flying around. It was like driving the Colossus, the Cyclops, sorry, from Subnautica. Again, it's going to be another exploration style game where you're progressing through exploration and finding things and unique resources and things like that in order to upgrade your gear and increase your airship size, and etc, etc. I'm looking forward to the story of this one as well. Why is the Earth toxic? What is happening to the people around you? There's a disease going on that we need to cure, and what on earth lurks down in the murky toxic clouds below. Definitely one I think is going to be very enjoyable for a series on my channel. I look forward to bringing that to you as well. Next up is Lord of the Rings Return to Moria, slated for sometime 2023. It's being developed by Free Range Games on Unreal Engine 4 and possibly 5. It's exclusive to the Epic Store for a year, but it's Lord of the Rings. We are playing as dwarves, and we are going back to Moria. This is set after Aragorn becomes king and Sauron is defeated. We're not quite sure what the story is, but we think it's basically rebuild and rediscover and reforge Moria back into the dwarven city that it was before the goblins and the orcs and stuff got a hold of it, and also the Balrog, but we won't talk about that just yet. Ultimately, it's a survival game, so you're crafting, you're building, you're making food, you're keeping warm, you're crafting weapons and things like that, and you're exploring the vast city of Moria, including its ruins, its mines, the caves, the unexplored elements of the mountain, and whatever lurks down in the dark. There's going to be enemies of all sorts, from, you know, the expected kind of goblins and orcs perhaps, to things like nasty little spiders and other things that we perhaps have never seen before. In any case, again, think more like a Valheim style progression. As you explore, you're going to get new materials. As you go further into Moria, you're going to be finding more and more dangerous enemies and dangers to come up against. You can co-op with up to 8 friends, which I think is going to be necessary, because some of you are going to have to build, some of you are going to have to mine, some of you are going to have to explore, or all of you are going to have to do that all at the same time for extra chaos and madness. In any case, some elements of Return to Moria kind of look like a low-tech Deep Rock Galactic. You're going off on mining expeditions, making platforms for each other in order to get to the minerals and things like that, while a bunch of nasty things are trying to kill you. Add to that base building and normal survival mechanics and stuff like that, and I think we've got a recipe here for an incredibly enjoyable game. Not to mention in a very loved lore of Lord of the Rings. I'm looking forward to this one, that's for sure. Moving on now to Nightingale, and again, this is a kind of TBC release date of sometime, hopefully, maybe this year, if it doesn't get delayed. This is developed by Inflection Games and is on the Unreal Engine 5. It is another open-world survival co-op RPG crafting exploration-y typey gamey type thing. We're starting to see a theme here, aren't we? Maybe it's just my style. Anyway. Expect RPG elements, co-op with your friends. But you know what the unique thing about Nightingale? I mean, one of the unique things, there's many, but it's setting like 1850 something. It's set in the Victorian era, which is extremely unique, and the styling and the setting and the architecture of even the base building and stuff like that is going to be really, really cool. I don't think we've ever seen a game like this at this setting before. So 1889 level technology, crafting, building, with survival elements as well. But the other one of the many unique things about Nightingale is the portal system. So instead of just having a flat map with lots of different biomes on it, you get these portals, and you go through the portals and they take you to different realms, and each realm being kind of unique, except you craft the realm. You get these realm cards that influence the realm you're going to, and it could just be simply the desert realm or something like that, and off you go. But as you explore each realm, you'll come up against new and different threats and new resources and technologies and stuff for you to discover and skill up. So again, I know this, I keep repeating this, but Valheim style exploration and progression. Seriously, it's a really good formula, and you can see that because so many games are now using it. So explore to find new materials, get new tech, get new gear, get new enemies, and so on and so forth. Plus there's a story in there as well, and RPG elements for your characters, and co-op with a bunch of friends as well. I'm not sure at this point what the party size is for Nightingale, whether it's 4 or 8 or 10, I don't know, but it is going to be a great game to share with some friends. And just look at the world building of this game. It looks fantastic, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. Okay, changing it up a little bit now onto Manor Lords, and Manor Lords is slated for, again, sometime 2023, we're not sure yet. Developed by a small team at Slavic Magic in Unreal Engine 4. It is going to be taking the city building genre to the next level. Okay, so not only do we have a very in-depth and organic city manager here, where we are building a medieval town slash city, managing resources, managing the population, but then we move into Total War style battles with army management, actual units of soldiers and formations and tactics and things like that. It's all in stunning detail, really, really beautiful levels of detail. So I think this game is going to swing from peaceful, chilled out city management and managing your population to absolute mayhem and adrenaline fueled battles with hundreds, maybe thousands of soldiers clashing steel just outside your town or down the road, or even other countries. I don't know. We don't know how that was all going to work yet, but there's going to be politics built into it, that's for sure. You are, after all, a lord, and you are subject as a lord to taxation from kings and other political bodies, and that can cause perhaps frictions. Perhaps if you've got a large army and your king has got a pitiful army, you might decide, hey, let's go and kick his ass or something. I don't know. So it is, like I say, taking that city to building to the next level. I did cover a bit of the Manor Lords during my Next Fest streams last year, and I got to say I was very happy with how it played. It didn't have any of the battle stuff in it. It was all city management. But even if this game was just city management, it would still be up there. It really would, because it is so beautiful, and the organic city, grid-free city building is such an absolute pleasure to see. Okay, let's spice some things up here. Let's go. Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. I loved Space Marine. It was one of those kind of shooters, the sort of simple linear storyline with hordes of orcs and chaos soldiers and things like that, and just shooting and carving them into it was amazing. It was so much fun, honestly. I can't wait for Space Marine 2. Developed by Saber Interactive on the Swarm engine. Interesting choice. We'll see how that pans out. Titus is back, but this time he's fighting Tyranids, although I do hope that the orcs and chaos make an appearance at some point too, because, you know, old enemies fun to shoot in the face. It aims to be way more epic than the first game. Well, I don't know if they're going to pull that off. But so far, based on the trailer and what we've seen so far, yeah, maybe they will. Expect fast-paced swarm-like combat, perhaps a little like Darktide. But as a Space Marine, you'll be far better equipped to deal with these swarms of Tyranids and anything else the universe may throw at you. Not much we know about the story at the moment, other than, well, you're a Space Marine being sent down on a planet that's being attacked by Tyranids. What do you want? You are there to kill things. Now get on with it. Let's just hope that they do the melee elements and the shooting elements as good as Fat Shark did with Darktide. If they can get that feel right and the switching between them, I think we're good. Mostly it's looking like third person at the moment, which I'm okay with. I wouldn't like a first person version, but let's go with it. Maybe there's a good reason for it. In any case, it looks epic. It looks awesome. It looks highly intense, adrenaline fueled. Warhammer 40k Space Marine action. Let's go. Next up, we got Sons of the Forest, releasing on the 23rd of February this year, developed by N-Night Games on the Unity engine. So we can expect it to play very, very similar, if not pretty much exactly the same as the Forest. Although there are some differences. Hey, we're going to get a bigger map, but we're back, I think, in the same forest? I'm not sure, but we certainly have some of the same creatures, cannibals, mutants and stuff like that, along with some whole new ones. We are crashing down in a helicopter this time to mix it up from the plane crash. But instead of trying to rescue our son who's been taken, we're trying to rescue a billionaire who's hired us to protect him, find him. I don't know. Anyway, we're up to 7 players co-op in this Sons of the Forest game. And we'll also have a new AI assistant called Calvin if we want to solo play. Calvin, we can boss around to gather resources for us, allowing us to concentrate on the enemies, base building, exploration, and whatever we want. Maybe we can go out for a 10-minute walk, come back, and have a bunch of logs waiting for us back at base. Either way, I think that's going to be a great thing. As always, I expect the atmosphere, the enemy AI, the whole caboodle of this game to be absolutely top-notch. And I think the developers of Sons of the Forest here are looking to absolutely push the boundaries of the survival genre. And they have even added new building mechanics. Well, I think you can turn these off, but the new building mechanics are a little bit more kind of realistic and piecemeal. So you have to piece your buildings together bit by bit, while also crafting the, say, logs into planks and things like that as you go. So this is going to be a very interesting new take, I think, on the survival building mechanics with a lot of the classic elements that we're used to. In any case, Sons of the Forest is looking to be one hell of a game, as The Forest was, but with just more of everything. Just more of everything. And that can't be a bad thing. So I'm very much looking forward to this, and looking forward to dragging some friends in there with me. Let the chaos begin. Okay, now we're starting to get into some more of the obvious choices. Hogwarts Legacy, coming out 10th of Feb, is definitely a game I'm looking forward to for many reasons. But let's be honest, the prospect of being able to explore Hogwarts, have my own custom room of requirement, and fly on a broom or a hippogriff around the grounds is enough for me. Let's not even get into the magic, the wands, the story, and things like that. I care a little less about those things than just the whole atmosphere of the game. And exploring, finding magical creatures, all that stuff I'm hoping to do. Expect full character customization, including your wand, choose your house, get your own room of requirement, like I said. And then there is about roughly 35 hours of main story gameplay, and that's not including side missions and things like squirrels that will distract you along the way. So this is going to probably be, if not be, the biggest game of the year. And despite the controversy that surrounds it, I think it is going to sell like freaking hotcakes. I'm looking forward to playing it. I'm hoping to stay away from the drama and just enjoy the game here. And I hope you guys will join me for that one. And I hope you're also looking forward to it. Finally, it's the turn of Starfield. And again, we have a to be confirmed release date for Starfield. We're hoping 2023, but who knows? It is Bethesda after all. And they are using the Creation Engine 2 to develop this one. Starfield is a single-player RPG with around about 250,000 lines of dialogue. Expect your typical Bethesda-style story, gameplay mechanics, exploration, except all in space. Todd Howard describes it as Skyrim in space, but I suspect it might feel quite different from Skyrim. In fact, I do hope it does, although I do hope it gives you the same sense of kind of exploration and amazement that Skyrim did for me when I first played it. There's going to be thousands of planets to explore, thousands of ship customization options. You can build your own bases and settlements, hire your own NPCs to work for you, and of course, like I said, lots of stories to delve into, and all the usual RPG elements that you would expect, such as perks, custom weapons, and companions. But most of all, and I think this is one of the most important features of Starfield, other than, you know, the game itself, but it will come with full mod support. So we can expect all the modders to make Starfield even better after it's released. After all, with thousands of planets to explore, how many of those are going to be barren, empty wastelands that the modders can use to build whatever they're going to build and fill it with whatever they're going to fill it? So aside from the base game, I am very much looking forward to seeing what the modders do with this game. And I am just hoping for an experience up there, on par with and better than Skyrim. But it is a big risk. So few studios have really pulled off the space genre. So here's hoping that Bethesda nail it. And fingers crossed it's not another No Man's Sky at release. Now, I have a bunch of other games I have on my Steam wishlist and other wish lists of other stores and stuff like that, but those are my top 10 that I have chosen for this video. However, I do want to hear from you. Maybe you agree with me on some or all of the games that I've shown you today, or maybe your wish list is completely different. In any case, do let me know down in the comments below what games you're looking forward to, or maybe comment on the ones that I've already shown you today. In either way, I want to hear from you. Let's get the discussion going. 2023 is looking like it's going to be an amazing year for gaming, and I am very excited to share it with you. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.